So, there's been some news running around, and mostly from Nickelodeon, and yeah, we now have some news because there was some announcements that Nickelodeon was looking into their library, quote unquote, for old cartoons, like their old '90s cartoons. Now, they have been a big thing since '90s Are All That had come on, and we were getting reruns of, Hey Arnold and Ren and Stimpy and all that. And yeah, when the news broke out that Nickelodeon was digging around for, new cartoon, for revamping old cartoons, a lot of us were like, oh yeah, this is so fucking awesome! Revamps of old '90s cartoons, that's been done before. I mean, there's been so many retools and reboots of shows, from the '80s and whatnot. Why can't we just have, stuff to come back, from Nickelodeon? That has been done. Well, at least to my knowledge, it hasn't been done in a while. But yeah, so after that news kind of sprung out, some more news sprung out during the weekend, which I was like, is this confirmed or not? And apparently, yeah, it's confirmed by Nickelodeon. For those who don't know, Nickelodeon has officially announced that they are going to be doing one giant film. Get this, they're doing one giant film of a giant crossover film between all the '90s Nickelodeon cartoons as one big cartoon, one big film. So basically, we're gonna have like Hey Arnold meet, the Angry Beavers, Ren and Stimpy, all of them. Basically, yeah, all of them in one big Avengers-style movie. Now, when they first announced that they were going to have all these characters together in one big film, I literally said, make it Secret Wars. Just make it Secret Wars. And yeah, I thought that would be hilarious, of seeing like all the Nickelodeon characters in like a Battle World-esque story. I thought that'd be hilarious, but no, what I'm thinking it's probably going to be is like maybe cartoons in the real world. Yeah, because that fucking sells, right? Oh god, I hate that. I hate the whole come into our real world. That's probably what it's going to be, and that's going to piss me off. Like maybe a kid brings all the characters to life. What I really want is, kind of something along the lines of what IDW did with Cartoon Network cartoons. Or it had them all band together in, like, again, an Avengers-style story, but had them battling Mandark, Aku, and Mojo Jojo, and Vilgax. And it was alright. I mean, but that's the idea I kind of want for this. I mean, yeah, you've got some characters like Rugrats and, other characters that can't really fight, so yeah, why are you doing an Avengers-style movie? I guess when they said Avengers-style movie, I guess the whole thing is bring all the characters together. That's what I'm thinking and hoping for, because I can't imagine Arnold or Norbert and Daggett fighting. I can't. They've also kind of alluded to, at least in the article I've read, that there will be some early 2000s cartoons that may show up as well in the movie. So there's a possibility that we may get, characters from Avatar and Invader Zim and Danny Phantom in this series as well. Now, the big problem is, with this film, is a little thing called creative rights. Now, it's really unsure of what Nickelodeon has and doesn't have. Because, yeah, we do see Nickelodeon do reruns of Doug, but that's because they have the syndication rights. They don't officially own Doug. Disney still has the rights to Doug. They just have they're just allowed to syndicate it. It's the same thing with Jimmy Neutron, where Paramount really owned it, and they were just allowed to show it. So technically, well, Nickelodeon does work with Paramount. It is under Paramount, so maybe they could get away with that. Avatar, I think that's under them solely. Zim is owned by Invader Zim. The rights apparently have gone back to Jonan Vasquez and Eric Trueheart. And they're currently doing of course, the Oni Press ongoing. So I don't know if they'll be willing to let the rights go back to them, to Nickelodeon to do this film. And if they do, it would probably be they'd have to pay the rights to Nick, and excuse me, not to Nick, but to Nickelodeon would have to pay to Joan Vasquez, and I'm pretty sure, that legal battle will be a fuck ton of fun on both sides. Because here's the thing, Nickelodeon ain't doing so well, in case you haven't noticed. Nickelodeon ain't doing so hot. Nickelodeon now has become what Cartoon Network was back in the mid to late 2000, up until Adventure Time showed up. That's literally what it was. Up until 2000, it's become what Nickelodeon now has become what Cartoon Network was back from like 2006 right up to 2010 when we had Invader Zim, Adventure Time, and then we got all these other that's when we got We Bare Bears and Steven Universe, and it's now because now Cartoon Network's under a new regime. Meanwhile, you don't know, like, here's the thing, the ratings for Nickelodeon have been super low. Like, it's been super low. They have been depending a lot on their live-action shows, and really their only safe one is an animated show is SpongeBob. I mean, yeah, they have Harvey Beaks and that other show, Pig, Goat, Banana Cricket, which I gave about 5 seconds of watching, and I was like, wow, you make Uncle Grandpa and Teen Titans Go look smart. I actually like... For anyone watching, I actually like Uncle Grandpa. It's not like I'm a fan of it, but I enjoy it in little bursts. It's not like with Teen Titans Go where I'll be like, want to smash my head against the tape, against like the wall or something. Uncle Grandpa, the jokes kind of they're very hit with me. Like, there's a lot of jokes. I'm getting off topic, but yeah, I don't hate Uncle Grandpa. The only show on Cartoon Network I really hate is Teen Titans Go. Anyway, now that little rant is over, let's get back to what's important, this. So yeah, going back to the rights thing, I really don't know who owns what rights, so that's going to be a fun time. But yeah, this could be cool. I think this could be really cool. Like, maybe what they could do is something like what Lego Dimension... Like, maybe the story they can do is something along the lines of what Lego Dimensions is doing, the new Lego game, where a new villain, or maybe a group of villains, are basically, tearing holes in the different little realities of each show, and, basically all the characters come together to try to stop them. Again, it kind of follows the same thing with what the Cartoon Network story was following, and as well as something like Secret Wars in Marvel and things like that. But I think what you should do is something, leave the live action crap out, leave the live action stuff out. Maybe, but I will admit, if you do like a, I think it would be really cool if you had a Keenan and Kel cameo. Just have Keenan and Kel in there somewhere, and I'll be just fine with it. That's what you really need, is Keenan and Kel. Like, there needs to be like a Keenan and Kel cameo. Like the cartoons after they, all the hero cartoons, they're like, God, what do we do now? We save the day, and there's an after credit scene of them going to Good Burger. There you go. And you just see Kel, like, the final scene is them going into Good Burger, and then you see Kel over on the other side of the counter going, "Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, can I take your order?" And then it just go, like, that could be the mid-credit scene, the rest of the credits is the whole song, "I'm a dude, she's a dude, he's a dude, we're all dudes." I watched that movie too much. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, so there you go. That's the only time I'll be cool with the live action stuff. Another thing is that, a lot of the voice actors... This is going to be a big project. This is going to be a gigantic-ass project. So, you know how much it's going to mean to pay all those voice actors? You got so many characters as it is, and that's, obviously the studio is going to have to break up with every scene. And a lot of the voice actors, there's some that have passed on, unfortunately. And others may be too wrapped up in other projects, so that's going to be difficult. Look, I know I'm saying a lot about a lot of bad stuff about this, but this is a huge fucking thing. It's cool, don't get me wrong, it's really cool, and I want to see this succeed, because something tells me if this movie does well, then then Nickelodeon will be like, oh, animated shows outside of SpongeBob work? What were we thinking? Let's put them all back. Let's bring back Cat Dog. Let's bring back Hey Arnold. Let's do all of that. Live action shows. What were we thinking? I know there were live action shows and they were really good in the 90s as well. That irony is not lost on me. But it's, that's gold compared to what we've had now on Nickelodeon. That's what I meant to say. Oh, I am so, I mean, I want to see this succeed. I love the idea of, hey, Arnold hanging out with Norbert and Daggett. I love the idea of Rocco possibly hanging out with, Cat cat dog. I love the idea of, like... I love all these ideas. I love the idea of all these characters coming together to do something completely awesome. And to have it done on the big screen. But what I've liked more is, like, maybe, bring back, what I really would have preferred, Nickelodeon, is to you guys finally doing the Jungle movie for Hey Arnold. Finally close that chapter, for Hey Arnold. Because that one, after that tweet you sent of, like, how about a Hey Arnold jungle movie? And then you just kind of teased all of us, and we're like, you. So, I would as much as I like the idea of one big 90s nostalgia bomb movie, I would have been totally fine with a Hey Arnold jungle movie instead, and I've been equally as cool with it. Because that Craig Bartlett, man, you've been fighting for that for so long, and we've been fighting that with you as well. Anyway. So, yeah, I really know I sound like I'm shitting on this idea. I really do, and I'm sorry about that. I really want this to succeed. But this has got some major elements going against it. And Nickelodeon has not proven well, how well it does it. There are, SpongeBob Sponge Out of Water, I'm told, is more like, if you're really stoned, you'll get it. I haven't watched the new SpongeBob movie, so I couldn't tell you. And also their other films that they've done under Nickelodeon have not been good as of late. So you're not really giving me a lot of hope here, Nick. You're not giving me a lot to roll with in this department. But yeah, this is what I want, all these characters to come together, hopefully not in like, oh, there's a kid, Also, I don't want it to be like that giant crossover in like the the late 80s with with them doing the whole anti-drug thing, to which it's cool. Like, it's cool when you see like Garfield and Bugs Bunny in the same scene together, along with Michelangelo and the baby and the Muppet Babies. But then you watch it, like, the story itself is like, okay, I get it, don't do drugs. Also, the comedy is really flat. It's also it makes your skin crawl when you hear Simon say marijuana, doesn't it? So hopefully it won't be like a giant anti-drug PSA, or like all the characters come out of the TV like in that Fat Albert movie, and the Smurfs and all that. Hopefully they won't do that shit either and be like, oh, a kid's upset. Let's go to the real world, guys. No, let's keep it animated. Let's keep it solely animated. Let's have, all the characters meet up. Do something like Nicktoons United. Remember that video game where you could play as Danny, SpongeBob, Jimmy, and I think it was Timmy as well. And then they did other ones that had Dib and other characters in like the other sequel games. But yeah, do something like that. Do something like of that accord, or something like, do Secret Wars, but with Nicktoons. Like, all the characters are now stuck on like kind of a battle world, and they're all, and the Nicktoons multiverse will break down and be destroyed if MacGuffin doesn't happen. I don't know. Anyway, at this point, I think I'm just rambling. So, you guys tell me, what do you guys want to see? Are you guys excited for this new Nickelodeon 90s nostalgia bomb crossover film, doohickey, thingamabob, whatever? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not excited? What characters do you want to see in this cartoon? What do you want to see in this movie? Who do you want to see in this movie? And what do you want the story to be about? Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm sorry for the rambling, but yeah, sorry, I just kind of went on a tangent, didn't I? Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.